The door is open to the water. Morning sunlight fills the room. A book rests quietly beside me as flowers softly bloom. The lake reflects the blue above like a mirror made of light, and every little wave reminds me everything is alright. The world feels far beyond the trees. The city feels away, and all I hear is wind and water welcoming the day. By the lake this morning, time moves slow and free. The sunlight dancing on the water, keeping company with me. By the lake this morning, nothing more to chase, just a quiet heart and a beautiful place. The coffee sends its gentle warmth into the springtime air. A breeze moves through the open doorway without a single care. The pages of a book lie open, half a story left to read. And somehow all I need today is exactly what I need. Some places don't ask anything of us. They simply let us stay. By the lake this morning, the world feels soft and bright. The water shining in the distance beneath the golden light. By the lake this morning, the hours drift away, and every little moment feels like a gift today. The water sparkles, the breeze moves on. The morning settles deep, and somewhere in the quiet, my heart finds peace. The book is open on the table, to a page I haven't read. The sunlight paints the wooden surface with quiet shades of gold instead. Outside the lake is softly shining, like a secret it won't tell. And every ripple on the water seems to know me well. The morning drifts without a hurry. The breeze slips through the door, and somehow all the words can wait a little longer than before. Some stories live inside a book, some live outside the page. The book on the table can wait for me a while. The lake is writing something beautiful in sunlight and in sky. The book on the table, still open where it lay. But the story that I'm reading now is happening today. A flower in a little glass vase leans gently toward the light. The coffee sends a trail of warmth into the morning bright. The mountains stand beyond the water, quiet as they've always been. And every little piece of this feels like a waking dream. I turn a page, then stop again to watch the sunlight dance across the lake, across the room, across this simple chance. Not every lesson comes from words, sometimes it comes from stillness. The book on the table will still be here tonight, but this morning only passes once beneath this perfect light. The book on the table can keep its place for now, because the world beyond the window is speaking somehow. The page remains, the water shines, the breeze moves through the trees, and somewhere between the lines, a moment stays with me. Beyond the trees, beyond the shoreline, the lake stretches far away, holding pieces of the morning in its quiet silver gray. The mountains rest upon the distance like old friends watching time go by. And somewhere near the horizon, the water meets the sky. Coffee warms my hands beside me. A book lies gently by my chair, but all my thoughts drift toward the window and disappear out there. Some questions don't need answers, only room to wander. Where the water meets the sky, that's where my thoughts go, following the endless blue to places I don't know. Where the water meets the sky, everything feels white, like every dream I've ever carried, still sailing with the tide. pages on their own. The sunlight dances on the surface in patterns never shown twice. The world feels larger than my worries, the morning kinder than before. And every little wave reminds me there's always something more. I used to chase the distant future like it was waiting somewhere there. Now I simply watch the water and let it carry my cares. The horizon never rushes, yet it always stays ahead, teaching me that some beautiful things are meant to be followed, not reached. Where the water meets the sky, the morning opens wide. The mountains light and silence, standing side by side. Where the water meets the sky, I finally understand. Not every road needs a destination to be worth walking. The lake grows brighter, the breeze moves on. The sunlight fills the air, and somewhere beyond the horizon, a dream is waiting there. An empty chair beside the window faces out toward the lake. Morning sunlight fills the silence, and the ripples leave their wake. A book lies open on the table, a flower leans into the light. The coffee sends a trail of warmth through the calm and quiet bright. Breeze moves gently through the doorway, turning pages here and there, as if the room is keeping company with the empty chair. Some places hold a memory, even empty chair by the window still feels full somehow, of conversations left behind and moments living now. The empty chair by the window beneath the morning sky, a quiet reminder that beautiful things never really say goodbye. Maybe someone sat here yesterday, watching sunlight on the lake. Maybe someone dreamed a dream they were almost brave enough to make. Or maybe no one sat here at all, and it's only my imagination painting little stories into this peaceful situation. The water sparkles in the distance, the mountains stand unchanged, and somehow every passing minute feels familiar and strange. Not every absence is lonely, sometimes it's peaceful. The empty chair by the window still feels full somehow, of conversations left behind and moments living now. leaves reflecting sunlight. The flowers keep reaching for spring, and maybe that's what memories do. They stay without demanding anything. The empty chair by the window, the lake beyond the glass, holding little traces of the days that quietly pass. The empty chair by the window, the morning shining through, a place where stories linger long after they're through. The breeze moves softly, the water shines, the sunlight finds its way, and the empty chair keeps waiting for another beautiful day. The door stands open to the morning. The lake is shining soft and clear. Sunlight settles on the floorboards like it's always lived here. A book rests gently on the table beside a slowly cooling cup. The breeze drifts through the little cafe without a hurry in its touch. The world beyond the water moves in ways I cannot see, but here the hours seem to flow like leaves upon the breeze. Some places ask you to leave, this one asks you to stay. This is a quiet place to stay, a quiet place to breathe, a place where all the rushing thoughts can finally take their leave. This is a quiet place to stay, where sunlight fills the room, and every little moment blooms like flowers in June. Gathering reflections of clouds that slowly drift above. The mountains hold their silent watch with an ancient kind of love. A chair waits near the open doorway. A flower leans toward the light, and everything feels beautifully simple in this golden morning bright. No grand plans upon the table, no destination left to find, only the sound of turning pages and a peaceful state of mind. Maybe rest is in a place, maybe it's a feeling. This is a quiet place to stay, a quiet place to breathe, a place where all the rushing thoughts can finally take their leave. This is a quiet place to stay, where sunlight fills the room, and every little moment blooms like flowers in June. The world will still be waiting beyond the lake, beyond the trees. For this little hour, there is nowhere else I need to be. This is a quiet place to stay, the kind you carry home long after you've left the doorway, long after you've gone. This is a quiet place to stay, a memory wrapped in light, a place that softly lives inside you for the rest of your life. The water sparkles, the breeze moves on, the sunlight warms the day, and somewhere in my heart, this quiet place will stay. A narrow path beyond the doorway leads toward the shining lake, winding through the morning grasses as the world begins to wake. The sunlight falls between the branches, painting gold upon the ground, and every step feels lighter somehow, without a single sound. The cafe fades behind my shoulder, the water draws me near, like an old familiar story I've been waiting years to hear. Some roads aren't meant for rushing, they're meant for noticing. The path to the water moves slowly through the day, teaching me that beautiful things don't need to hurry on their way. The path to the water, beneath the morning sky, a little closer to the silence, a little closer to life. Wildflowers gather near the edges of the trail beside the trees, dancing with the early sunlight, swaying gently with the breeze. The lake grows wider with each step, reflecting clouds above, holding pieces of the morning in a language made of light. I thought I needed destinations to make the journey worthwhile, but the path itself is teaching me how to stay a while. Sometimes the gift isn't arriving, it's walking there. The path to the water moves slowly through the day, teaching me that beautiful things don't need to hurry on their way. The path to the water, beneath the morning sky, a little closer to the silence, a little closer to life. The mountains stand beyond the shoreline, patient as they've always been. The lake keeps gathering reflections without asking where they've been. And suddenly I understand what the morning came to say. journey, even when it has no end. The path to the water, the sunlight through the trees, the sound of little waves arriving, carried by the breeze. The path to the water, a lesson soft and true. The world becomes more beautiful when you walk slowly through it. The lake is waiting, the sky is wide, the morning shines anew. And somewhere on the path I find a quieter view. Sunlight through the open door falls across the wooden floor, like a visitor returning to a place it's known before. The lake is shining in the distance beyond the flowers by the way, and every beam of golden morning seems to ask me to stay. A book lies waiting on the table, a cup of coffee by its side. But all I wanna do is sit here and watch the light arrive. Some mornings enter quietly without a single word. Sunlight through the open door, turning everything to gold. The lake, the flowers, the empty chair, the stories left untold. Sunlight through the open door, soft upon the day, reminding me that beautiful things often arrive this way. The breeze moves through the little cafe, carrying the scent of spring. The pages flutter for a moment, like they're trying to sing. Outside, the water catches diamonds scattered by the morning sky, and every ripple seems to sparkle as the clouds drift by. Nothing special has to happen, nothing more is needed now, because the sunlight fills the room, and somehow that's enough. The simplest moments often stay the longest. Sunlight through the open door, turning everything to gold. The lake, the flowers, the empty chair, the stories left untold. Sunlight through the open door, soft upon the day, reminding me that beautiful things often arrive this way. There were mornings I spent waiting for life to finally begin, never noticing the sunlight already stepping in. Now every open doorway feels like an invitation to slow down and belong. Sunlight through the open door, the water shining bright, the world beyond the threshold, wrapped in gentle light. Sunlight through the open door, a lesson soft and true. Sometimes happiness arrives before you're looking for it. The breeze moves softly, the lake reflects the sky, and sunlight keeps arriving, one beautiful morning at a time. The book is open on the table, sunlight resting on the page, a story waiting to be followed into another place. The lake is shining through the doorway, the breeze is moving through the trees, but somewhere between the words and water, my thoughts drift with ease. A sentence turns into a memory, a paragraph becomes a road, and suddenly I'm traveling somewhere only daydreamers know. Some journeys begin with footsteps, some begin with a page. Pages and daydreams floating through the morning light. One moment here beside the water, the next beyond the sky. Pages and daydreams carried by the breeze, turning quiet little hours into beautiful stories. The coffee cools without me noticing, the hours gently slip away, the mountains blur beyond the window as imagination takes their place. A castle rises from a sentence, a distant train begins to roll, a city built of little moments appears inside my soul. The book is still there on the table, but somehow so am I. Halfway in the story, halfway in the sunlight. The best books don't take us away, they bring us back differently. Pages and daydreams floating through the morning light. One moment here beside the water, the next beyond the sky. Pages and daydreams carried by the breeze, turning quiet little hours into beautiful stories. Outside the lake reflects the clouds, inside the pages hold the stars, and somewhere in between I find exactly where I am. Pages and daydreams dancing through the golden and day. The sunlight, the lake, the story, all drift in the same way. Pages and daydreams, the kind that softly stay long after the book is closed and the morning fades away. The page turns slowly, the water shines, the breeze moves through the trees, and somewhere between the lines a dream remembers me. The clock is moving softly, but no one seems to mind. The sunlight lingers on the table like it has nowhere else to find. The lake is calm beyond the window, the breeze is warm and light, and everything feels wrapped inside a peaceful kind of time. A book lies open halfway through, a coffee cup nearby. The morning stretches like a ribbon across the open sky. Some hours ask us to hurry, this one asks us to stay. The slowest hour of the day, floating gently by, the water shining in the distance beneath a cloudless sky. The slowest hour of the day, soft as turning pages, where every little moment feels too beautiful to rush. Near the doorway lean quietly toward the sun. The shadows shift across the floor without disturbing anyone. The world keeps moving somewhere else beyond the lakeside trees, but here the morning seems content to travel with the breeze. I read a line, then lift my eyes and watch the water gleam. The space between the words and silence feels like a waking dream. Maybe peace isn't found, maybe it's noticed. The slowest hour of the day, floating gently by, the water shining in the distance beneath the cloudless sky. The slowest hour of the day, soft as turning pages, where every little moment feels too beautiful to rush. The mountains wait beyond the shore, the clouds drift without care, and for a little while the world forgets to be anywhere. The slowest hour of the day, golden, calm and bright, the sunlight on the wooden floor, the lake alive with light. The slowest hour of the day, the kind we rarely see, because we're often moving too fast to notice. its beauty. The page turns slowly, the water shines, the breeze moves through the trees, and time sits quietly beside me. There are places I remember and places I have left behind, but some stay quietly beside me long after they've slipped from sight. A lakeside cafe in the morning, a doorway open to the sun, a table by the water where peaceful days were spun. The flowers bloom a little differently each season that goes by, yet somehow every visit feels like the very first time. Some views stay beautiful, no matter how many times we see them. You're the view I keep returning to, the lake, the light, the sky, the place where all my rushing thoughts slow down and drift aside. You're the view I keep returning to again and again, like an old familiar melody carried softly by the wind. Coffee tastes the same as always, warm against my hands. The mountains wait beyond the water, exactly where they stand. A book lies open near the window, the pages turning slow, and all the little things I love are here just as before. The world keeps changing all around me, the years continue on, but this place somehow reminds me of who I've been all along. Some places don't hold memories, they become them. You're the view I keep returning to, the lake, the light, the sky, the place where all my restless thoughts find a place to rest a while. You're the view I keep returning to again and again, like an old familiar melody carried softly by the wind. Baby, that's what home feels like, not walls, not roads, not names, but a place that welcomes you exactly as you are, every single time. You're the view I keep returning to, the sunlight on the lake, the quiet conversations, the memories we make. You're the view I keep returning to, the one I'll always know, like morning finding the water wherever I may go. somewhere in my heart, this view remains. Across the lake, the morning glimmers beneath a sky of gentle blue. The sunlight paints the distant shoreline in colors fresh and new. A little cabin near the water, a winding path among the trees, and somewhere far beyond the distance, a life I've never seen. The ripples carry quiet stories from places out of sight, like letters drifting on the surface, written only by the light. Some horizons aren't for reaching, they're for wondering about. Across the lake, 1,000 stories softly wake, 1,000 mornings rise and shine on roads that aren't mine. Across the lake, the sunlight travels just the same, touching lives I've never known beneath the morning glow. Perhaps someone is reading quietly beside a window facing east. Perhaps a cup of coffee's waiting on a small and wooden seat. Perhaps a dream is just beginning. Perhaps a worry fades away. Perhaps someone is finding hope at the start of their day. The mountains stand between our stories, yet somehow we still share the same sky, the same sunlight, the same morning air. Different journeys, same sunrise. Across the lake, 1,000 stories softly wake, 1,000 mornings rise and shine on roads that aren't mine. Across the lake, the sunlight travels just the same, touching lives I've never known beneath the morning glow. I used to think I walked alone through all the roads I've known, but every sunrise reminds me we're all beneath the same horizon. Across the lake, the world feels larger than before, not because it's far away, but because there's always more. Across the lake, the water carries light, connecting distant little stories through the morning bright. The lake grows silver, the sky grows white, the breeze moves through the trees, and somewhere across the water, another dream begins. A cup before noon, beside the window, the lake is shining bright and clear. The sunlight rests upon the water like it plans to stay all year. The pages of a book lie open halfway through a quiet tale. The breeze slips softly through the doorway, carrying the scent of the lake. The morning isn't in a hurry, neither am I today. The hours drift like little clouds and slowly float away. There are moments in a day that ask for nothing at all. A cup before noon, the sunlight on the lake, the kind of simple happiness that no one has to make. A cup before noon, the world moving slow, a peaceful little hour only the morning seems to know. Near the open doorway, lean gently toward the light. The mountains rest beyond the shoreline, wrapped in blue and white. A bird crosses above the water, then disappears from view, leaving only little circles where the sky once touched the blue. I take another quiet sip and watch the ripples shine. For once I'm not chasing tomorrow, I'm simply enjoying time. Some mornings become memorable for no reason at all. A cup before noon, the sunlight on the lake, the kind of simple happiness to make. A cup before noon, the world moving slow, a peaceful little hour only the morning seems to know. Years from now, I may not remember the book I was reading or the song that played, but I think I'll remember how this morning felt. A cup before noon, the lake beneath the sky, the warmth of coffee in my hands, the clouds drifting by. A cup before noon, quietly becoming something I'll cherish for life. The coffee cools, the water shines, the sunlight fills the room, and the morning lingers gently just before noon. The breeze slips through the open doorway like it knows the way inside, moving softly through the flowers in the sunlight by my side. The lake reflects the morning sky, the mountains watch from far away, and everything feels strangely familiar, like I've been here every day. The pages flutter for a moment and settle once again, as if the wind is reading quietly, like an old and trusted friend. Some places remember us long before we notice. The breeze knows my name, though it never says a word. It finds me in the morning light, like a song I've always heard. The breeze knows my name as it dances through the trees, carrying little pieces of peace across the lake to me. The coffee sends its gentle warmth into the brightening air. The sunlight paints the wooden floor with colors soft and rare. A bird glides low across the water, then disappears from sight, leaving only ripples shining in the golden morning light. I close my eyes and listen to the leaves above the shore, and somehow all the noise I carried isn't there anymore. The world becomes lighter when we stop holding it so tightly. The breeze knows my name, though it never says a word. It finds me in the morning light, like a song I've always heard. The breeze knows my name as it dances through the trees, carrying little pieces of peace across the lake to me. Years may pass like changing seasons, and roads may lead me far away, but I think this wind would still remember the mornings I stayed. The breeze knows my name, and maybe that's enough to feel at home beneath the sky, wrapped in morning's gentle touch. The breeze knows my name, and every time it blows, it brings me back to this small place I love the most. The leaves keep swaying, the lake keeps shining, the sunlight warms the day, and the breeze keeps carrying my heart this way. Sunlight rests upon the water like a painting made of gold. The breeze moves softly through the flowers, and the morning still unfold. A book lies open near the window, the coffee's warm within my hands. The lake reflects the clouds above like it understands. The hours drift without feels far away. And for the first time in a long while, I don't need to leave today. Some mornings feel too beautiful to measure by a clock. Stay a little longer, just a little while. The sunlight on the water, the warmth of every smile. Stay a little longer before the day moves on. Some moments feel like music, even when the song is gone. The mountains stand beyond the shoreline, patient as they've always been. The flowers sway beside the doorway, dancing with the breeze again. A page turns softly in the silence, a bird glides low across the lake, and every little thing around me feels too lovely to forsake. I know the afternoon is waiting beyond this golden view, but for now the morning still belongs to me and you. The best moments don't ask to stay forever, only a little longer. Stay a little longer, just a little while. The sunlight on the water, the warmth of every smile. Stay a little longer before the day moves on. Some moments feel like music, even when the song is gone. One day this morning will become a memory wrapped in light, a place I'll visit quietly on another day. In another time. Stay a little longer, the lake is shining bright, the breeze is carrying pieces of peace across the morning light. Stay a little longer, that's all my heart can say, when everything feels beautiful in this simple kind of way. The coffee cools, the water shines, the breeze moves through the trees, and the morning stays a little longer with me. The morning rest upon the lake is softly as a song. The mountains wear their quiet blue, like they have all along. The cafe door stands open wide, the flowers greet the day, and sunlight dances on the water before it slips away. A book lies closed upon the table, the coffee's almost gone, And somehow everything feels perfect without holding on. Some journeys end not with an answer, but with understanding. The light on the water, shining silver, shining gold, telling little stories without a word being told. The light on the water, moving gently with the day, showing me that beautiful things were never far away. I came here looking for a moment, a quiet place to stay, a little peace beside the lake to carry through the day. But somewhere between the pages, the sunlight and the breeze, I found something much greater than I expected to see. The hours I spent here slowly, the mornings I thought were small, were quietly becoming the moments that meant the most of all. Sometimes happiness isn't found, sometimes it's noticed. The light on the water, shining silver, shining gold, telling little stories without a word being told. The light on the water, moving gently with the day, showing me that beautiful things were never far away. The empty chair, the open door, the path beside the lake, the turning pages, the morning breeze, the memories we make. Every little piece remains inside the light somehow, like reflections on the water, still shining now. The light on the water, the sky above the shore, the quiet life I searched for, I don't search for anymore. The light on the water, and now I finally see the peace I hoped was waiting was already here with me. The lake grows bright, the breeze moves on, the sunlight fills the sky, and the light upon the water stays long after goodbye.